Howdy everyone, Artisan Dragon here with part 2 of my PlayStation 2 game collection. Now let me go ahead and put my camera down here. Give me a second to set it up. If I can. It's kind of an awkward place I have it right now, so give me a sec. I have this little camera stand with bendable arms, so yeah, those are the empty racks that my games came off of that you see there. Okay. Whoops. There we go. That ought to do it. Alright. Now, I'm going to start with this pile here because it's kind of the, retro pile. But here we have a Pac-Man collection. I also have the original Pac-Man world for PS1. So I think I have all the Pac-Man games, Pac-Man world games. And the racing one is pretty fun. But I think of the three of these, though, I think the third one is pretty fun. He actually has a voice in it and talks to one of the ghosts named Orson. So it's not so bad. It's a little different, but this is a really good trilogy to pick up. It's a box set. I think I bought it at Walmart, back in 2014, I think. Along with a Mortal Kombat box set trilogy, which I only have 2 of those now, but anyway. Alright, here we are with Tomb Raider, Angel of Darkness. Oh, what can I say about this one? Well, it's insanely difficult to navigate some of the maps in this one. Excuse that extremely loud helicopter in the background, my goodness. Yeah, but the metallic cover on this one's brilliant. Like, I love it. And it's still her original design from the PS1 games. So they didn't change her quite yet. And this one is advertising the Tomb Raider Cradle of Life movie on the back of it. So that tells you when this came out. About 2003. I remember the first Tomb Raider movie came out in 2001 because I graduated that year and they had a special screening of it for us at our graduation. Or grad night, whatever you call it. Oh, I wanted to mention, before I go any further, if you can't comment on my videos, if the comments are turned off, that is not me. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I guess YouTube has been turning off comments. So if you want to comment on a video, just give it a few minutes, give me about a day, and I can get that fixed. But I usually fix it right away, so if you still can't comment on it, just come back a little later and I'll have it fixed. Just so you know. Alright, here we are with these two games. These next 2 games I'm about to show are part of a box set that I had gotten, but I don't have the third game anymore, so I think, I don't remember what game it was now. But I still have the box somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think I put some movies in it or something. But yeah, this is Mortal Kombat Deception. This is still my favorite Mortal Kombat game ever. Because it has some really cool and fun puzzles and games in it. And mini games. So it has this like Tetris-like game, Puzzle Combat. I really like that. So this one's really good. And here we are with Shaolin Monks. You get to choose a story mode between Liu Kang or Kung Lao. Kung Lao is actually my absolute favorite in this game. because he's kind of a badass. He's a lot like Raiden, very similar to Raiden, especially the hat. He throws his hat, and I love that part. It's pretty bloody, gory, but it's a fun game. It's a time. All right, here we are with Kingdom Hearts Classic, the original Kingdom Hearts. Boy, do I have some fun memories playing this one for hours and hours and hours when it first came out back in, well, actually, when I first got it back in 03. Yeah, I didn't get my PS2, my first PS2 until 2003, which that PS2 still works. Believe it or not. It's because I kept it clean. Alright, here we are with Kingdom Hearts 2. Beauty. Love that one even more because, reasons. Oh boy, and here's the start of one of my favorite, challenging game series. Yet I am able to get through every single one of these games. I have beaten all the God of War games. There's about 6 of them, I believe, for PS2 and PS3 combined. Let's see, there's 2 sets of 2, and then there's, 2 more after that, 2 or 3 more after that, so maybe there's 7 or 8 now. I can't quite do the math on that right now, but God of War. Pick it up, man. If you haven't played the original, you're missing out because it's a good intro. Alright, here we are with God of War 2. This is one of those 2-disc set special editions that has I haven't really watched the special features disc, but yeah, it says it has deleted levels, voices, and music, and bringing God of War 2 to life. So yeah, it has some really cool behind the scenes stuff that you can look at. All right, let's get busy on this pile because I've got quite a bit going on here. Okay, this is my Spyro stack for PS2. I've got, I believe this is all 5 of his games that were available for PS2. So, Enter the Dragonfly, the one everybody hates, that has really good levels, really good music, but the gameplay is a little wonky and bad, unfortunately. Kind of ruins it at times. And of course, A Hero's Tale. This one you can play as the characters on the cover, basically. Blink, the mole. He's the professor's nephew, I believe. And of course, Sergeant Bird and Hunter. Hunter's so cute in this game, seriously. You get to climb walls and stuff with him, which I wish they had more of a game of just him, honestly. Not that I don't love Spyro, I love Spyro, but I think who believes that Hunter deserves his own spinoff? I think he deserves his own, to venture out on his own, especially since the Reignited trilogy came out. I think they need to do something else with Hunter and give him his own something, And Sparks, his levels are a little but it's still fun because it's basically just flying through tunnels and shooting stuff. Excuse me. Alright, here we are with the Legend of Spyro trilogy. What can I say about this trilogy? This first game, I love this game very, very much. It has just the right amount of challenge, and the levels are great, the music's fantastic. It's a lot like Lord of the Rings, and ironically, Elijah Wood does the voice of Spyro in it, so it kind of adds that little twist to it. And, of course, I have Eternal Night as well. And Eternal Night... Oh gosh, what can I say about Eternal Night? It makes me want to tear my hair out. I mean, from the moment you have to defeat like a giant tree thing, I guess, if I remember correctly, yeah, I lost my mind because I could not defeat that thing. But I almost beat this game. I got to the very last boss, which is I think he's some kind of baboon or something. And, yeah, wasn't able to do it. Couldn't do it. Oh, and I don't think I said how many games there are in this video. There's 44. So, the last video had 45, this one had 44. So that's 89 games that I currently own, PS2. I used to have probably, I think I had 107 at one point, but, you know, times are hard, and I had to sell some off reluctantly, but someday I might get them back. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright, this one's fun. Dawn of the Dragon. You're playing Spyro or Cinder, or both. You get to play both characters. Basically, kind of a co-op thing. I think eventually they do get detached, but at first they're like connected with like a tether. So you have to make sure the other player is like, well, the other character, you have to make sure they're nearby so you don't, fall to your death or something. Alright, let's get into Sonic here. Here we have Sonic Mega Collection. If I can get that on camera, there we go. This one is like the complete collection. I think they came out with the Sonic Gems for this for PS2 as well, but I was never able to get that one. I got the GameCube version, so I'm fine with that. This is basically the same as the one for GameCube, except this does have more games on it. Like, a lot more, for some reason. I don't know why. But this does have all his original games, the original trilogy, Sonic and Knuckles. So yeah, makes it worth it. Alright, where were we? Alright. We have Sonic Unleashed, PS2 version. I also have this for PS3. And this version has like more, what do you say, comic book style, like story menus, in between levels, areas, worlds. And the PS3 version has more of an open world, like main world thing going on. So there's some differences. The gameplay is about the same, though. The levels are about the same. Good game. Very good game. Alright, here we are with Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I have not... Well, actually, maybe I did beat this one. This is actually the sequel to Sonic Riders, so this one I was able to beat. I don't know why this one was so much easier for me to get through than the first one, but it was. So, this one's definitely worth a try if you haven't played it yet. And here's the original Sonic Riders. This one's actually really hard. Like, there was one level I was super duper stuck on for a long time. I was playing Tails, and for some reason I just couldn't do it. It was like a jungle level of some kind. Crazy. Alright, here we are with Shadow the Hedgehog. I know this game is a mixed bag of people liking it or not liking it, and personally, I enjoy it very much. I love Shadow, and it was nice and refreshing to have another character have some focus for a while. I love Sonic to death. I really do. And it's not often in the franchise that other characters get their own games. And this one is very unique from the other Sonic games, especially with the guns. Yes, he shoots a few different types of guns in this one, and you can choose your path. It's fun. Like, this one is a blast, literally. Alright, let's do the stack here. Here we are with one of my absolute favorites, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I love I love animals in general, but Australian animals are just the cutest. And the Tasmanian Tiger, when this game first came out, I was like, oh my goodness. I think I saw a preview. Yeah, this came out in 2002. I think this was one of the first games I got for my PS2. Because I got at least 5 games when I got my PS2 the first time. Because, birthday money, Christmas money, both are close together. So, But, yeah, at the time, 2003, I was really playing this one a lot, along with a lot of the other games that I have. But this one was definitely right up there with, time. And Tiger 2, I love this one, like, even more. Like, when they released it for PS4, both the first and second games are on PS4 now. I was on it. I was able to get them, so I got them. And the PS4 versions have a lot more features. You can change his costumes more and all that stuff, so it's fantastic. But the originals are still good. And this one will not play on my PS2 Slim. So just a fair warning, if you have a PS2 Slim, this will not play on it. I guess the PS2 Slim will not play some PS2 games for some reason. Yeah. It's not good. Definitely not good. So, if you have an original model PS2 and you don't have this, you should pick it up. If you haven't played the other two, pick those up too, so you'll have the trilogy, and yeah, you'll have a good time, because this one's a little bit different, because there's more like alien stuff going on with it. It's not so bad though. Alright, here we are. This is Kale the Kangaroo 2. This came out in 2005. This was my introduction to the character. And then I discovered at the time that there was also a Game Boy Advance game of the original game, so I got that too. But this one is just the parts that bugged me with this one was there's this pelican character, and you have to like collect orbs or something to keep him flying, and it's really hard to do for some reason, because it's like, oh, I'll get tired if I don't, or something like that. I don't know, but other than that, this game's great. And the one for that's currently available, the new version of KO, is excellent. It's on Switch. I think it's also on Xbox One. I think PC. I know it's on Switch because that's what I bought it for. But it's a fairly cheap game too. It's only like $29.99 or something like that. Okay, here we go with Crash Wrath of Cortex. Now, I have this also in my GameCube collection, and it's one of my favorite Crash games of all time, because it was his very first 3D platforming venture onto PS2, and the graphics Oh my goodness, the graphics on this one are fantastic. This one came out 2001, the year I graduated high school, and this was another one that I picked up when I got my PS3. So, yeah, that's definitely a favorite still. And Crash Nitro Kart. There are levels from this in the new CTR game that were added, I think, later on during some kind of event. But yeah, this is the original game with its own story mode and everything, and it is hilarious. Like, oh my gosh, if you haven't played the original, you're missing out, because there's some really funny cutscenes and stuff in that one. Alright, Crash Twinsanity. Woohoo! Everybody loves this one, right? Right? Especially when you surf on Cortex's back downhill and he's like screaming. I think that's my favorite part. And that and playing Nina Cortex. I mean, Nina is just, she's a treasure. She really is. I think they need to do more with her, honestly. Yeah, and when they're tussling, like, and they stop, Cortex is, like, spanking him and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh. It's great. And Crash using Cortex as a hammer, that's just hilarious by itself. It's like, ultimate punishment. Alright, here we are with Crash Tag Team Racing. This one had, like, a story mode with it. That, like, a theme park that you could run through, and it was so much fun. Like, it's still fun. It's still fun to just run around that theme park and find the, I guess there's these death scene things you can encounter and activate that have, well, basically have Crash die, but they're actually funny to watch. It's like the old classic cartoons, like Looney Tunes. Alright, here we are with Crash of the Titans. I know that's a mixed bag on the new look for him in this one, but his personality's still the same to me. He's still cute in this game. The tattoos are a bit of a throw off, but you know, it's still a fun one to mess around with. And this one's pretty much the same thing, Mind Over Mutant. This one has a little bit more like of a, he has to rescue his sister and Crunch from getting hypnotized or something like that. So, you know, it gets a little scary. I'm sure a lot of kids nowadays probably aren't even scared of it, though. So, that's the thing. Alright, here we are with Sly Cooper, the original. Notice, pretty much all my games are Black Label. Yeah, that really took some work, I have to say, because a lot of my games, I used to have so many Red Label games, and I was like, oh, none of my games match, and I don't know why it bugged me so much. Luckily, I was able to get most of these Black Labels, so I never really cared for the cover of this one, honestly. I like the cover for the Red Label one better because it actually has Sly, like, jumping or something on the cover. But whatever. You know, this is the original cover, so I'm over it. And yeah, everybody knows, I mean, Sly Cooper doesn't get a lot of recognition anymore, and I guess his games are available on PS4 Premium now. From something I was watching on a channel that I watch quite frequently. Alright, Sly 2. This is my favorite Sly Cooper game ever. And I think I've played this one more than any of the other three that I have, because just the storyline itself and just the gameplay itself is just so it just yanks me in, and I can't stop playing it for a couple of days until I finish. So, you know, it's one of those it's a treasure. Like, if I could only choose one of these to keep, I'd probably pick this one over all the others. Alright, here we are with Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. This one's really fun because you actually get to play Carmelita in it. The fox. Carmelita Montoya Fox, right? And the cool thing about this one is I have in here unpunched the original 3D glasses that came with it. I try to handle this very carefully because it took me a long time to find one that had this in it. Because my original copy that I had bought, I bought used. And it was missing like half the pages in the manual. And I was so sad. But I was able to find this copy on eBay back in, I think, 2008. So I've had this one a while. But yeah, it took me a while to find this one. And this one's like brilliant. Like, I love the condition of this one. So I try to keep all my games in good shape. If I receive them in that shape, I will keep them that way. Alright, so I have 2 stacks here of Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter. Now, Ratchet and Clank, the original. Ratchet's personality was quite different from what it is now. He had more of an attitude, and, you know, he didn't really get along with Clank all that well for quite a bit, until the end, of course. But, yeah, this one's quite different, but it's still so cool. And, this is my original copy, and I've kept it, like, pristine. Because this was one of my first 5 games I got for my PS2, so this one's still one of my favorites. And still has the poster in there. I'll have to put that up one of these days. Alright, and here we are with Going Commando. This was my favorite one for a long time until Deadlocked came out. But this one's still one of my favorites. I love doing the levels with the desert and the that one snowy level where you're getting the crystals. It's so much fun. Like, if you have the right weapon anyway. But this is my original copy of this. And it's shiny, super shiny. They did like a metallic effect on this cover art. So it's really nice looking. I can't even get the camera to do it justice right now. It's so nice. It's like embossed. Like, it's so nice. I love the cover of this one. But anyway, I won't obsess over it anymore. Alright, and here we are with Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal. I love the comedic names for these. But yeah, this one's really fun still. I have this trilogy for PS3 as well, so I can play it in HD if I want to. But I still have the option of playing them on my PS2 if I want, you know, the original way. But yeah, this one's fun. It's a little different, but it's not too bad. It's not like outrageously different. Alright, here we are with Deadlocked. I love the game. The music. The music in this game is just... it makes my eardrums explode because it's so good. And I love listening. I used to love listening to the soundtrack in my car when I had a car. Because it was just one of those soundtracks you just listen to on the freeway and try not to speed, you know. Great music in this one. Gameplay is really fun too. Very challenging. Alright, here we're going to get into the games that were not made by Insomniac here. These were made by High Impact. If I could get my camera to focus. Focus camera. There you go. And yeah, this was made by High Impact. Not made by the original developer, Insomniac Games. This game came out in 2007. It originally came out for PSP, but they came out with a PlayStation 2 version. I also have the PSP version as well. I think I have it downloaded to my PS Vita, which I have not gotten through that yet, have I? No, we'll get to that in another video, guys. One step at a time here. Alright, and here we are with Secret Agent Clank. This is by the same developer. High Impact, I believe. No, this one's not. Never mind, it's Sanzuro. Sanzuro did Sly Cooper 4, Thieves in Time, for PlayStation 3, which I will cover that in a PlayStation 3 collection video. I promise I will do that. Okay, so this one's a little bit different because you're playing Clank the whole time and you're mostly just sneaking around. There's levels with Ratchet, but Ratchet's in jail. So it's a little different. He's doing like prison battles. A little awkward. Okay, here we are with Jak and Daxter. I bought this used at GameStop. Oh, because I had sold my original copy. I sold my original copy back in 2010, I think, before I moved. And I got a new one at my local, and we had an EB Games where I live, and we don't have it anymore, but yeah, the only case they had a big ass. I'll have to see if I can take that off with alcohol or something, but it's a big permanent marker S on it. But this has the original poster and an extra poster, so be putting one of those up. But Jak and Daxter is definitely, yeah, my original copy was one of my original 5 that I had gotten for my PS3, so, or PS2. So, yeah, I don't know why I had gotten rid of it. Maybe because I guess I was just desperate for money at the time. Which when are we not, right? All right, here we are with Jak